How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It's Jeremy here with another video for you guys, and well, Self-Aware Sunday's here. Self-Aware Sunday, episode 9, depression, and basically how it hampered me in youth, how it hampered me, kind of going into adulthood, and kind of what it does for me nowadays. It started for me at a very young age. Probably 11, 12, 13 years old when I really started getting, really chubby and not caring about my body, but I still allowed it to, I guess, overcome and overwin and kind of take over. That's when I could probably say that depression really kicked in, and it really started hampering a lot of my stuff. I really started not trying new things. I really started not going out with friends. I really started not trying to do a lot of things. I mean, I wouldn't go to like the amusement parks like I used to with my brothers. Like it started really going downhill, right? And you think the world's going to end and stuff like that. You get to 15, 16, same idea. You're starting to, you don't know what you want in life, but you still kind of realize it's something, right? You want something, but you don't know what, and you're really annoyed by it. At least I was. I was one of those kids that I was really annoyed by what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted. I wanted to make sure I knew what I wanted. Like I was trying to be dead set at such a young age for a lot of people that I didn't know what I wanted. And 16 and 17 were probably the worst years of my life. Depression-wise, school-wise, life-wise, they were probably the worst years of my life. Considering, that's the time where a lot of bad things happened to me, and a lot of things that I learned from, and it's a very touchy subject, right? And what depression did a lot for me was depression hampered me in the fact that it made me so sad and so vulnerable that I couldn't reach out, and I couldn't, kind of explain myself. I would hide in the corner. I would, what's the word? I would mask myself, right? So everybody would see, a happy Jeremy, a happy, go-lucky, quiet Jeremy. So they wouldn't exactly know why, I was always so quiet, why I was always so, to myself. What it really was down to is I didn't want people to know, how bad my depression got, how much the demons in my head would talk, and how much they would, the voices I could hear, like, the ones that were bringing me down. When I started getting into my teenage years, I didn't care. I honestly didn't, but I still allowed the voices in my own head to kind of negate that fact for me. And so, as we progressed in my life, as I progressed, sorry, I say we because my family, my parents had to go through with me and everything. As I progressed in it, got to 17 years old. What didn't help was my size. I was weighing good 540 pounds my freaking junior year. I don't think I have any pictures of myself my junior year, maybe my school picture or something, but I never took pictures of myself my junior year. I was very sad, depressed, just to myself. I never wanted to really talk to anybody, never hung out with anyone. Like, I was very secluded and difficult for me. And that was all sophomore, junior year. Senior year started off pretty well. I was still dealing with depression, but I had kind of, was able to kind of, seclude it. I dropped the weight. I was back down to 420, 400 range. I was about 400, almost 390 at that point. I had dropped it down that much, and I had started going back into I was myself again, right? I wasn't allowing the depression to kind of win. I was thinking, if I'm going to live with this shit, might as well live with it proudly, and I'm going to allow it to, if it brings me down some days, I'm going to let it, it's just a day, I'll move on, right? And so, 18 years old, senior year, everything starts to, kind of get hectic. You're graduating, you're trying to figure out if you're going to college, you're trying to figure out what exactly, at this point, you're trying to figure out at least an idea of what you want to do as soon as you're out of school. And I wouldn't say it brought me depression. It didn't necessarily, that in itself did not depress me, and it didn't hamper me. What hampered me was, again, the voices in my head that I would be not good enough after I graduated, that would, amount to nothing after I graduated. That would be just a, no life, that has nothing else to do in his life than sit at home and, eat chocolates and eat freaking, Cheetos and do whatever the hell he wants. And luckily, I had a very good support system at home at this point. I'm not saying I didn't have it before, but I didn't allow my parents to help me as much as when I was a kid. I kind of hid it from my parents too. I didn't allow them to know how bad it was. And so when, you know, at this point I had let them know. I told them, you know, hey, on my bad days, I really need you guys to help me. I will always reach out now, and you know, I won't not reach out to you guys. And so at that point I started going through all that, and I remember graduated senior year. That summer was honestly a very good summer. The depression wasn't there. I was trying to figure out what I was doing. I was working with my family, vacationing, everything I had to do, and it didn't really hamper me as much. I got to 19 years old. I got actually into that fall of 2016, and I was starting to work at my current job right now, and you know, I would say the added task of a different job than what I was used to was a little different. I had never worked retail in my life, and so going into retail, it was a whole different ballgame for me. And what it really was I was doubting myself because I wasn't sure enough if I was going to be able to, I guess, in a sense, sorry, ow, I didn't know if in a sense I was going to be able to amount, you know, or do the job that was asked of me. Little did I know I proved myself wrong in that aspect, and I've been able to climb my way up, you know, in the business to where I'm at now. But you know, back then I had no clue, you know, how much I would be able to do, what I would be able to do, and how I'd be able to do it, right? I was always going to be like, man, you're too fat, nobody's going to like you, nobody's going to want your help, you're too this, you're too that, and the depression kicked back in. For the first couple months in that job, I was depressed, even though I wouldn't show it as often. I tried to, you know, again, show a mask, show a different identity, so nobody really knew what was going on, you know, at home, or you know, when I got out of work and stuff like that. And so, you know, and then luckily, you know, it got better, and I have my down days. I mean, I have my down months, I have down weeks, whatever it may be, but I don't let it hamper me as much. And I guess what I can say to people that want to know is, if you have a point in your life where you feel like nothing's going right, where nothing seems to be going right, you're depressed all the time, you're doing this, you know, you feel like this is just rock bottom for you, where everything's not going to get better, where everything just feels like it's toppling down, you got to understand, we have really bad days to really appreciate the good ones, right? And at least for me, that's the way I see it. We have those days to learn from, appreciate, and move on. Because the saying of the past is the past and the future is the future really is a true saying, because we do have to live in the present. If we allow the past to consume us, it's always going to consume you. You're never going to be able to, you know, move on from stuff. You allow, you know, you think too much about the future, and at least, you know, to a certain extent, right? You got to think about something, but not to a worrisome extent where you're depressing and, you know, and downing and like drowning yourselves in sorrows because you don't know what the hell you're doing with your life. You gotta at least have an idea, but not necessarily, you know, kill yourself over it, kind of thing, you know. And I say that, you know, I say that phrase very sparingly because that's the phrase I had to, you know, put in my own head. You know, how close was I to, you know, into that situation where I didn't want to live, I didn't want to do this, I didn't want to be here, I didn't, you know, there was a lot of times I had to do that in my own head, where I was like, hold on, you might want to, but days are going to get better, days are going to get, you know, a whole hell of a lot better. How do we, as individuals, help one another, right? Because we all know there's depressed people everywhere. I mean, some people hide it, some people don't. But for me, it's like, if I can help you with the experiences I've had, or if I can lend a helping ear, like a listening ear, or a helping hand, or whatever it may be that you need, by all means, all day, whenever necessary, if I can help you, I will help you. Because I know what it was like to seclude myself, and then when somebody asks for help, you know, receive it and feel grateful for it. I know what it's like to not have that great, you know, that help, because at the end of the day, life does get better. And no matter how depressed you might get, you know, unless, you know, I just don't see it anymore. I don't see the reason to leave this wonderful thing we call life, because it's a true blessing to have what we have, to experience what we experience, and to go through things we go through. I wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, I would gladly go through the same trials, same situations, same stipulations that I've had to go through without hesitation. And even though there's been some days where I feel like maybe I changed a thing or two about the way I handled, at the end of the day, I wouldn't go back. I mean, you know, depressed as I can get some days, and as much as it might hamper me down, or, you know, I understand, you know, the great value of being where we're at in life. And as depressed as somebody might get, as including myself, it's always better to help somebody than see them suffer. And so for me, it's been an awesome journey to hear experiences from other people when they tell me, hey, I need your help with something, I need your help with this, I need your help with that, hey, you helped me out. If I wouldn't know if, you know, this would have been possible without you, you know, it sounds good to me. You know, it really helps me hear that. I have many people in my life that have told me if it wasn't for me, you know, they wouldn't be here. Just like I have many people I've told if they wasn't for them, you know, sticking out their hands, you know, and helping me, I wouldn't be here either. It really does come down to, if you have a helping hand, take it. If someone offers the help, take it, because I'm so much more grateful that you did. You'll be happy you didn't just sit there and dwell in sadness and then, you know, lose that person because they think that you would rather suffer in peace than to get help and move on. You know, unique situation, right? Because I've been depressed for a while now, but I've moved on with it, right? I've learned how to cope with it. I've learned how to do many things with it and not have to worry about how to handle it. I've learned how to manifest happiness even through my darkest of days. I've learned how to cooperate, you know, how to cooperate with the demons that talk in my head and still move on with my day and still bring a positive aspect to a lot of things. And you know, and it's a heck of a situation, but at the end of the day, you know, it really is how you handle it. And there's one other saying that I really like, and it says, God gives his best soldiers the worst missions because he knows he can handle it. You know, they can handle it. And for me, you know, seeing so many people that have gone through so many things in life, and the way that still, you know, show positivity, they still show, you know, a smile on their face, they'll still go through life without showing negativity, because they know at the end of the day, it really is what you pass on, and the kindness you show, even if you yourself are not feeling it, will help somebody else that might not show it, right? And so for me, it's been that way ever since I learned to, instead of dwelling in it, to use it to help others. It's been that way ever since. I mean, I've tried, you know, even on my darkest days, I'll still lend out a hand if I can to help somebody out in need. You know, if they're feeling depressed, if they're feeling down, I'll always lend out a hand if I can. If you allow me to, I will always help you. And so at the end of the day, you know, it's an amazing journey we have in this life. And for me, it's sad to see someone, you know, that leaves because of depression, because of, you know, anxieties, because of this and that. But at the end of the day, it's a wonderful gift that we have, and if we keep pushing, you'll see the riches of your spoils too, and you'll see the riches of the pains and the, you know, well, everything was worth it, why everything was worth it. And so, you know, I guess the main thing from this Self-Aware Sunday that I want to really share is, no matter how depressed you get, no matter how bad days get, there's always a better day. There's always going to be a day where life gets better. And, you know, until God calls us up to with him, it should be a wonderful journey. And, you know, to those that might be depressed now and they might be seeing this and wondering, you know, where I'm going with this, if you need help, you know where to find me. I got my Facebook, if you guys are following me from, you know, personal life. I got my Instagram, you guys are following me from any of my social media. I got Twitter, if you guys are coming from Twitter. You know, I got many things that, you know, you guys can, you know, just message me on and let me know, you know, if you're having a down day, what I can do to help you. Because I'm always here to lend a, you know, a listening ear and listening, you know, and comforting words if you guys need it. I mean, this life is, this world at this moment is a little too cruel to be going through it alone. And so if I can help any of you guys out, I would gladly do that all day. And you know, at the end of the day, I appreciate the people that have helped me, and I appreciate the people that are still in my life and helping me still, even if we don't talk as much. I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys I hope I've made an impact in your guys' life in some way, somehow, even through all this. And I guess that's it. So I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna go to bed now. I'm tired. I'm sleepy. I'm just exhausted. Today was one of those days where I just... So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you guys on the next one. Self-Aware Sunday number 9 is out and ready to go. And yeah, like I said, like I've been trying to say nowadays, I keep forgetting though, click the links in the bio for any Twitter, Instagram, or join the, follow the gaming group I am a part of now, Avian Gaming, company. They are a very good gaming company, and we're trying to grow, make that company big, and help out others. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys had a good day. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out, homies. Later.